Today we will discuss about electric charge. What is electric charge? All matter is made up of atoms or molecules. We know all matter is composed of atoms or molecules. In atoms, the electrons which are less tightly bound are transferred from one body to the other. All the electrons in the atom are not tightly bound. Some electrons are loosely bound. The loosely bound electrons in an atom basically get transferred from one body to other body. The body which lose some of its electrons is called a positively charged body. Okay. Similarly, a body which gains some of the electrons is called a negatively charged body. Positively charged body means the loss of electron. If some electron is lost by a body, the body is called positively charged body. If some electron is gained by a body, then it is called a negatively charged body. The charges were named as positive and negative by American scientist Benjamin Franklin. Franklin was the first man who named the charge as positive and negative. So what is the reason of giving the name positive and negative? We know that when we add a positive number to a negative number of the same magnitude, the sum is 0. If you add plus 5 to minus 5, then what will be the sum? It will be 0. So this might have been the philosophy in naming the charges as positive and negative. Suppose you draw 5 number of electrons from a body. So if 5 number of electrons are drawn from a body, withdrawn from a body, then its charge will be how much? Plus 5. And if 5 number of electrons is gained by a body, its charge will be minus 5. So what will be the total charge? Plus 5 minus 5. The total charge will be equal to 0 by charge neutrality condition. By applying charge neutrality condition, the total charge will be equal to 0. The meaning of positive and negative charge is by convention. Okay, it does not mean positive means more or negative means less. So why we name the charge of electron is negative? It is by convention. Why we say the charge of proton is positive? It is by convention. There is nothing reason behind it, means positive means more or negative means less. It is not like that. The charge of electron is negative, it is by convention. Similarly, the charge of proton is positive, it is also by convention. From experiment, we get that, or it has been confirmed that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Okay, so this is from experiment. Like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Now let us see how electric charge can be produced. Electric charge can be produced by two methods. Number one, by rubbing process or by friction, and number two, by induction. So there are two mechanisms for the production of electric charge. One is friction, another one is induction. Let us first discuss about how electric charge is produced by friction. You can do this simple experiment at home to show that like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. This experiment can be done by two rods, basically a glass rod and a plastic rod, okay, and some cloths like silk or wool. So you have to take some silk cloth and wool cloth and glass rod and your plastic rod, okay, and you also need some cat's fur. You also need some cat's fur. So you arrange a glass rod, a plastic rod, a silk cloth or a woolen cloth and cat's fur. First, what you do, you take a glass rod and fix it by means of silk thread as shown in the figure. This is a silk thread which is attached to a rigid support. Okay, so it is the glass rod. This is the glass rod which is attached by means of a silk thread and it is fixed to a rigid support. And this is another glass rod. This is another glass rod. Next, what you do, the two glass rods are rubbed with either silk cloth or woolen cloth, wool cloth. Okay, you rub this glass rod with silk cloth and also rub this glass rod with silk cloth, and you take this glass rod near to this glass rod. This glass rod is hanged from the rigid support. So what you do, you bring this glass rod near this glass rod. What you will see, you will observe that they will repel each other. This will be repelled. This, when you bring this glass rod near this will repel this glass rod. Okay, so they will repel each other. Now what you do, you bring the two pieces of silk. Okay, you bring the two pieces of silk cloth with which you have rubbed the rods, glass rods. Okay, if you take the two pieces of silk cloths, they will also repel each other. But the glass rod and the wool or silk cloth, they will attract each other. Okay. Now you bring two plastic rods. This is one plastic rod and this is another plastic rod. This plastic rod is fixed by means of is attached to a silk thread. You see, this is a silk thread and the silk thread is fixed to a rigid support. Okay. And what you do, you rub these two plastic rods by cat's fur. Remember, by cat's fur. It is available in the market. So bring some cat's fur from the market and you rub the plastic rod with the cat's fur. And you bring this plastic rod near this plastic rod. What you will see, when this plastic rod is brought close to this plastic rod, they will repel each other. You will see this rod will repel this plastic rod. But if you take the plastic rod and the cat's fur, they will attract each other. Okay. If you take the plastic rod and cat's fur, they will attract each other. Now what you do, you take a plastic rod and a glass rod. Okay. Previously you have taken two glass rods. Next you took two plastic rods. Now what you take? One plastic rod and one other glass rod. So the plastic rod now will attract the glass rod. You will see the plastic rod will attract the glass rod. The plastic rod will repel the silk cloth. Okay, the plastic rod repel the silk or woolen cloth with which the glass rod is rubbed. The glass rod repels the fur with which the plastic rod is rubbed. Thus, the experiment on rods proves that like charges repel and unlike charges attract. Now, let us perform another experiment on pith balls or polystyrene balls to prove that like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. Now you take two pith balls. This is one pith ball, this is another pith ball. the two pith balls are attached by means of silk thread. This is either you take silk thread or you may take nylon thread, and it is fixed to the rigid support. Okay, the two pith balls fixed to silk thread or nylon thread and attached to the rigid support. Now what you do, you take the plastic rod. Okay, you take the plastic rod which is rubbed with fur. You take if a plastic rod rubbed with fur is made to touch the two small pith balls suspended by silk or nylon thread, then the balls repel each other. You will see the two balls will repel each other like this. Okay. Now, if the two balls are touched by means of glass rod, okay, if the two pith balls are touched by glass rod which is rubbed with silk, then what will happen? The pith balls suspended by silk or nylon thread, they also repel each other like this. Okay, previously if you touch by plastic rods, they will repel. Here also if you touch it by your glass rods, then also the two pith balls will repel each other. Now what you do, you touch this pith ball with glass rod and you touch this pith ball with plastic rod. Okay, then what will happen? They will attract each other. You will see they will attract each other. A pith ball touched with glass rod, rubbed with the glass rod which is rubbed with silk, okay, attract another pith ball which is touched with plastic rod, the plastic rod which is rubbed with fur. You can see this attraction between the two pith balls. So the pith ball experiment confirms that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. And this experiment also suggests that there are two kinds of electrification. This experiment suggests there are two kinds of electrification. The charges are transferred from the rod to the pith ball on contact. Okay, the charge, when the charge will be transferred from the rod to the ball, if there is contact between the rod and the ball. The property which differentiates the two kinds of charges is called polarity of charges. So the property which distinguishes or differentiates the two kinds of charges is called the polarity of charges. There is a question, the charges acquired after rubbing. The charges acquired after rubbing are lost when the charged bodies are brought in contact. Explain. Okay. When a glass rod is rubbed with silk, the rod acquires one kind of charge and the silk acquires second kind of charge. Remember, the charge acquired by the glass rod is not constant. You will not get one type of charge. In different types of sets of rubbing, you will get different types of charge. Suppose you get positive charge when you rub glass rod with silk, you may not get positive charge when you rub glass rod with some other materials. So when a glass rod is rubbed with silk, the rod acquires one kind of charge and the silk acquires second kind of charge. If the electrified glass rod is brought in contact with silk with which it was rubbed, then what will happen? After contact, they will no longer attract each other. Why? Because they also do not attract or repel other light objects. Okay, thus the charges are lost. Why they will not attract other light objects or they will not attract each other? Because the charges are lost when the charged bodies are brought in contact. So what conclusion do you get from this experiment? Unlike charges acquired by the objects neutralize each other's effect after contact. Okay, unlike charges acquired by the objects neutralize each other's effect after contact. Therefore, the charges were named positive and negative because when you add a positive number to a negative number, the sum will be equal to 0. Then how will you measure the charge, or how you can detect the presence of a charge? The presence of charge can be detected by means of an experiment known as instrument known as gold leaf electroscope. Remember, gold leaf electroscope is an apparatus to detect charge on a body. So this is basically the construction of a gold leaf electroscope. This is a metal rod. Remember, this is a metal rod which is passed through a rubber. Okay, this is a rubber. This is opening. This total is a glass window coverage. It is totally a glass window coverage. On the top side of the metal rod, you have a metal knob. That is a spherical body. And on the other end of the metal rod, you have a gold leaf. The leaf structure is like this. You see, the leaf structure is like this. So this is a gold leaf. So gold leaf electroscope consists of a vertical metal rod which is housed in a box, basically a glass box. Two thin gold leaves or gold plates are attached to its bottom. A charged body is touched. A charged body is touched to the metal knob. Okay, present at the top of the rod. The metal knob is present at the top of the rod. Charge is allowed to flow to the leaves or plates. When you touch the metal knob, charge will flow through the metal rod to the gold leaves. Then the plates or gold leaves get diverged. The amount of charge is measured from the degree of divergence of the gold leaves. So you just touch the charge body here, then charge will flow through this metal rod. When charge will come through this rod and reaches the gold leaves, the gold leaf get diverged like this. Because when the gold leaves get same type of charge, equal type of charge, they will get or like charges, they repel each other, so it will diverge. So the degree of divergence, how much amount of the gold leaf diverged, that will give you or detect the presence of the charge in the body. Okay. So in this video we have discussed what is electric charge and how electric charge is produced by friction, and in the next video we will discuss how electric charge is produced by induction mechanism. Thank you.